we foresee not less than $25 billion in the next 2 to 3 years. The Gulf states needs food security, India can provide that. Similarly, India needs energy security, and the Gulf states can provide. Growing partnership, Indians are well respected, Indian leadership is highly regarded.
Between Qatar and India. As we know, the volumes are increasing.
So how do you see the opportunity between Qatar and India?
It's an excellent relationship. It's a growing relationship. Qatar was exporting LNG. India was importing from 1999. In 2004, first LNG consignment in petrochemicals were imported in Gujarat. Since then, the relationship has grown. Today, the bilateral relationship between Qatar and India is over $18.4 billion. $16.8 billion is the import of oil, gas, petrochemicals. Over $2 billion is on the export from India to Qatar. So it's a growing partnership. India is also exporting plant, machineries, apparels. Again, we have over 840,000 Indians working in Qatar. So it's a very important relationship, trade, investments, banking and finance. Now it is going to grow in all dimensions in the coming days.
Sir, as a banker, how do you see further prospect of investment in India?
Huge opportunity. See, India is the only country which is exceedingly well performing. We are talking about GDP growth of not less than 6.5 to 7% for another 20 odd years. So essentially, we have investment projects, infrastructure creation, airport, seaport, road, rail. That's where Qatar can invest. Qatar has got sovereign funds. The investable surplus can be invested and a good return. India is a country which is giving a very good return, financial stability, political stability, and economic stability, and a huge manpower. So with the growing partnership, we have to invest from the Gulf states, which has got investable surplus, to India. It's going to be a win-win model for both the blocs and India as well.
And then what is the bilateral trade between Qatar and India, and how do we move up in the value chain?
See, the bilateral trade is around 19 billion, 18.8 billion. Number one, we are importing LNG, natural gas. Number two is LPG. We are also importing ammonia, urea, polypropylene, that is petrochemicals we are importing. We are exporting to the tune of nearly 2 billion, which is plant, machineries, apparels, chemicals, and again, precious stones, minerals, we are exporting. So if you look at India is exporting there, that's nearing 2 billion. It is going to move from, in my opinion, if you extrapolate with additional energy security India has got, India's energy mix has to change. LNG, we need more. Energy is efficient and also environment friendly. So India is going to buy out more LNG and to cope up with the overall infrastructure creation. We foresee not less than $25 billion in the next 2 to 3 years as a bilateral relationship. Both in export as well as import is going to go up in the value chain.
And so there is also FTA discussion going on between GCC and India.
Yeah.
How do we promote more investment in India from GCC countries?
It's a big opportunity. If you look at the bilateral opportunity in terms of free trade, for example, food security. The Gulf states needs food security, India can provide that. Similarly, India needs energy security, and the Gulf states can provide. So there is a huge partnership, and the free trade agreement is a solution. So if you look at the the extraordinary 45% of the world oil, 25% of the world gas come from the Gulf states. Now, if there is an FTA signed between the Gulf states and India, this is going to grow. And India also is also looking for investment opportunities in the National Infrastructure Fund and other, various modernization, airport, seaport, road, rail. No country in the world is so modernizing it like India, even in science and technology or defense. So Gulf states can play a big role, and FTA should be the way, and trade and investment can go together.
So how do the Gulf countries see India when it comes to the leadership of India, reforms in India, economy, Indian economy?
It's an amazing brand equity. If you look at gone are the days, now there is a growing relationship between India and the Gulf. India is most sought after country in the world, and Gulf is a logical partner. We are getting our energy security from the Gulf states, and the Indian leadership has been well respected. Indians, whichever be the Gulf state they've gone into, whichever be the profession they are engaged in, they've shown their hard work, commitment, resilience rather. Indians have shown high character and commitment. Nearly 15 million Indians are there in the Gulf. Their annual remittance, if you look at it, is over $50 billion. So it's a growing partnership. Indians are well respected. Indian leadership is highly regarded, and Indians' diversity and oneness and their strength in terms of the coming days. This century belongs to India. So everyone wants to associate with India, and Gulf more than ever is a synergistic partner between India and the Gulf.
So I think it's a wonderful opportunity what we are seeing here right now with respect to the strengthening of bilateral relationship as well as the trade relationship between Qatar and India. As we know, the volumes are increasing every year. With respect to the trade in hydrocarbons and trade in other commodities, we have seen a wonderful improvement. And as you know, Qatar is also fostering, it's a place for a lot of Indians where we work. I mean, let it be the blue collar or the white collar category. So I think this particular summit, this particular meeting will definitely strengthen the relationship with respect to trade as well as with respect to other relationships as well. And we look forward for major developments in the coming days.